It's thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Go Polling for April 25th, 2022. I'm joined tonight by our IT master of disaster, Mr. Brent Yarn, in the middle there. Got Nerd Alert. Paul Romack, Chris Aschliman is our guest, and I'm Charles Potion. I have hair again.
Whoa, that's weird.
I know.
Who is this hairy guy in the corner? That's weird.
Yeah, it's a guy who has his first outdoor event in 5 days and really doesn't want a sunburn on his noggin. So
I'm going to introduce you to a little something called hat, Charles.
Yeah, not a huge hat guy, going to be honest.
Hey, it's either hats or red heads. All right, enough of the chit-chat.
Let's get to it.
we have someone on the show tonight who has been, I would not be afraid to say, one of the best promoters, puller-wise, of what we are going to do in a little over 2.5 weeks. And that is Mr. Chris up here in the corner. So,
hello.
Chris, we want to thank you for what you've done for the Pullers Championship, just getting the word out there and letting people know that you wanted to be a part of it. And yeah, it's been awesome to see the support from the Pullers like yourself. And we just want to say thank you. And now let's get into the meat and potatoes. Tell us about you and your pulling career and how you got started and where you're at now.
First off, thank you guys for putting this all together. It's an honor for us to be a part of it. It's going to be pretty awesome. So I think we got a good little group traveling down with us, some friends, family, and hopefully we can do well. But pulling started for me as a young child, actually. I think I started pulling when I was about 3 years old, started pulling garden tractors. My late grandfather and my father and a few other people that worked at my grandpa's dealership there in Barnwell, Wisconsin. They used to do a lot of the what do you call that when they jump on the sled?
Yeah.
Stone boat.
Step on sleds.
Yeah, the stone boat days. Yes, correct. Yep. They used to do a lot of that with just farm tractors off the used tractors they had around or something off Grandpa's farm, and then it kind of evolved from there. And then growing up, obviously, we pulled garden tractors locally throughout the state of Wisconsin, a little bit in Illinois and some in Iowa, a little bit in Minnesota, more regional. And then my dad and the family had the Screaming Eagle, which was a well-known tractor back in the, I'd say, late 70s through the 80s, maybe even just early 80s they sold that at the auction when they sold their dealership in 2002. Actually, that went up north to build Deluge. And I actually did some research on that, not to get off track, but that now lives back in like Dunlap, Iowa as an 85 Limited Pro. So that's pretty cool. But
Nice.
And then, so garden tractor pulling, we went from, 0 to 100, went from locally, actually, started running National Quarter Scale Pullers was a big circuit back then. That was about the national circuit. Midwest Super Cub out of Iowa started that all and started running that in 99. And my older brother, Michael, won that first points championship for National Quarter Scale Pullers. In 99, I won in 2000 the National Pro Stock Points Championship. And then I don't even know how old I was there because I graduated in 03. But then life came and they sold the dealership and I had to get a real job. And they kept pulling for a little bit there and then they won another championship in 2003. But we won some for a while there. I don't know if you guys remember much about garden tractor pulling, but Ntpa had an NGTPA.
Yep,
which was the National Garden Tractor Pullers Association, which was up out of like Minnesota region area. I forget what region that is, but have you guys seen that little Sassy Massey flying around? That little quarter scale Massey? I don't know, maybe it's not Miss Massey.
Yes.
So that actually came from up there. Came from that Minnesota area. He tried to get that going. I forget the fellow's name that ran that whole thing for Ntpa, but my brother actually got to pull at Toma with a garden tractor as like an exhibition back in the day. And it just never really took off like Ntpa thought it would. So they kind of fizzled it out. So we won a few championships with the NGTPA circuit and then with the NQS circuit. And then, like I said, you get a job and time gets by. And next thing you know, we fast forward to 2016 and my grandpa passed away and we had an opportunity to buy a tractor here locally, my dad and I, and that's what got us back into it. So I had a hiatus in the middle, but I've been basically around pulling my entire life. I never stopped going to pulls. We went to Gordyville every year, and I hit as many as I could. And that year before we bought the tractor, me and my oldest daughter pretty much followed around South Central Pullers all summer, watching a good friend of ours, two good friends of ours. We lost one of him. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Darren Mead. We lost him in a tragic farm accident. So, but they got me back into it. It was really the hot farm, the 3,000 RPM stuff that kind of really trigger back into it. It was something affordable. I mean, I was used to growing up watching Brink Myers and, all these big name pro stock guys and being around the big pulls and going to Ntpa as a kid, and I remember going with Brent Lenderwood, who's a fellow, competitor of ours now, Mother's Nightmare. Him and his little brother, Christopher, we were great friends. And, as little kids, 12 years old, sitting in the toter up in Ntpa when he won his first super farm up there, that was pretty sweet. But now to be able to actually have a piece of equipment now that's capable of going somewhere like that for rule package wise, and not only capable, but on that aspect is capable of winning. So we're pretty excited. There's a lot of people that help us. I mean, there's, obviously my dad, Charlie, he's the number one dude. I'm just like any other kid that's been out there. I'm a grown kid, but it's a family sport, and obviously I couldn't do it without him, and I know that he wouldn't be doing it without me. But my family, they sacrifice a lot. My wife and kids, we finally just moved in down by the shop, and I'm a good couple 100 feet away, but it's still tough to get away when, you got kids growing up and stuff, and their sacrifices made all over. So we got a lot of good sponsors to thank. And that helps us with the getting into this bigger level and doing some traveling now. We're pretty much committed to run the Silver Series for PPL this year. And that's a goal of ours. We have a goal of running that and trying to go for points. And our next goal is the Farm Machinery Show. So hopefully we can have a really good year, and hopefully we can do the things we do to lead us to that goal. So,
Chris, before we went on the air, you mentioned an experience you got to have back in the Garden Tractor days at a certain venue near here. How did that? What was the place? What was it like to pull in there, and how did that all come about?
That was Pontiac Silverdome. Actually, that was something that Julian Stahl and back in the Midwest Super Cub and the National Quarter Scale Pullers thing. I think it was early 2000. Is looking back, and I believe they took the top so many tractors out of points that year and brought them to this special event. We just had like one class off to the side of a Monster Jam show, I think it might have been, and it might not truly been a Monster Jam show, but whatever era was in that time. But it was a Pontiac Silverdome up there, and that was a really cool experience because that was the first big experience where there was a huge crowd, and you got treated like, I shouldn't say treated, but we had our own special little area that we sat in, like during the monster. Okay, when the monster trucks are out there, you don't leave this area, But this is the hot pit area, and just being involved in that was super awesome. And I think that's where everybody in the Garden Tractor world wanted that to go. It just never got enough traction to get there. So
pretty cool. A lot of memories out of that place. Unfortunately, now it's nothing but an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, there's a lot of memories everywhere across country. Garden Tractor pulling. I mean, we've pulled from here to Florida. They used to hold a pull down there in the winter in Florida. I think it was like near Pebble Beach or something. We've went Pennsylvania, Ohio a lot. We've met a lot of good people. That's where you wouldn't believe the people that Garden Tractor pull that now pull in big tractors or Ntpa or PPL and that have a Garden Tractor background. It's pretty impressive. So Russ Nichols he used to be an engine builder of ours, big tool drive truck puller. Chad Mayhill, he's my tire guy now. We pulled Garden Tractors against Chad, for a long, long time. So maybe there's something about being a good driver about coming from a Garden Tractor. I don't know.
Does that instinct still kick in on occasion to slide around inside the cage?
I'm not as small as I once was, and I don't think there's much of me moving in the cage, so I'm just gonna go in that aspect. other than that Hill or Highland last year, they had a rumble section about 320 feet.
Yes,
And
they did.
If you bring up a video of that sometime, you can see me going for a little ride, but it was fun. That was a good fun pass.
So Chris,
So you say, go ahead.
okay. So the one thing you haven't done is you haven't told everyone the name of your tractor. So what is the name of your tractor, and how'd you come up with that?
So yeah, Diggin' for a Livin' is our name of our tractor. Like again, we started. So I actually work for a utility company in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm working on the natural gas side, run an in-house crew. Kind of ran backhoe ever since, like I said, when we sold the implement dealership, I got into the construction side of things and have been basically running equipment ever since I've been a little kid at the shop. And we were fortunate enough to have that equipment to kind of toy around with down and over the hill. So it kind of one thing led to another. Well, I got to give big credit to Mark Troyden. Do you guys know the Crank It Up team? All Cranked Up and Crank It Up. Vinny Brothers, Super Farms, Cottage Grove. So Jason Vinny's father-in-law, Mark Troyden, he was the shop foreman at the utility I worked for, and we were talking about it one day, and and he's like, I think you should name it Diggin' for a Livin'. I'm like, man, that actually has got a good ring to it. He's like, you run backhoe all day and and digging into the tractor, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty good. So it kind of stuck, and we, that's kudos to him. That's all him. That was not thought of by any of us. So, and then that's where it stuck. I mean, I think a lot of people. There's a couple other good diggins out there that actually, when we sold our hot farm last year, he's a fellow excavator guy that owns it now, and he calls it still digging. And he did ask us kind of for permission to do that. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, because everybody sees that tractor, they know kind of where it came from. So it is what it is. There she is. That's a Roos photo.
Yes, it
Indeed.
is.
Friday night.
Yeah, that was a weekend.
Yes, it was. I almost sent you a text and told you needed to be wearing that buckle, but
I know. I thought we talked about it today at work. Shout out to my crew. I don't know if any of them are watching, but they gave me shit all day about being this big time, going on live interview and this and that. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll wear my belt buckle. You never know.
there you go.
So,
Chris,
Absolutely.
how has
That
your
was-
excavating career made you a better driver?
I don't know. Some can say dirt. You got to know dirt. The guy I'd look out for. I mean, not to off track here, but is it Matt Johnson with that 1X tractor?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Mini round. That dude, he's going to be a good tractor puller just because he knows dirt. Seems like he can wheel a race car, and he's good in that mini rod so far. So I don't know him at all, but shout out to him. I know he just won at the Lucas Oil Speedway. But anyways, I think I don't know. It's just I think all tractor pullers get to know dirt because you can see, and I don't want to give away all the secrets, I mean, everybody knows all the secrets, but you look for glaze, you look for soft, this, that. I mean, and sometimes it's just a crapshoot of where the tractor goes. You don't have a choice. I mean, we can all have a plan, but I will say it's a little different now with the horsepower and the speed versus, back when we had garden tractors, it was, okay, there's one shot and it's right down the left side, left hand, right on the yellow or white line. You gotta hang over there and you gotta hit that, and that's the only shot you got at winning this. And but now that's not. I mean, if I get close to the line, I get kind of freaked out because you just never know. Not freaked out, but it can take a jump either way. So, but the biggest thing for our program is my dad. He's been huge at setting up tractors, from garden tractors all the way to this, from hot farm, pro farm to this. And we bicker amongst each other, but I don't know if you guys know Chuck Vogel in the well, I'm sure
Very well.
I'm sure for sure. So I remember actually my garden tractor was named Trackmaster because Chuck Vogel, when we were building it, that first year when we were building 2 new tractors, Chuck made a comment and called my dad the Trackmaster or something. So So it kind of stuck, and we named it that. So my dad knowing, I mean, I get what you mean by the excavating and, the clay, the dirt, and how things go back together. But I hate to say it, but sometimes you just get lucky too.
Oh, that definitely plays into it. Sometimes it's just your night. But
and things change too. In the course of an event, the situation changed. You think you got a plan to start the class, and then guys start backing up in the slot you wanted to pick, and now the playbook's out the window. It happens.
Yeah, and then it goes the other way too. That you got a plan, and all of a sudden somebody tries it before. You're like, man, am I ever glad they tried that and I didn't have to? Because it goes both ways. You can go from 0 to hero real quick. So. Or hero to 0. So
what year did you jump up into the 4-1 class then?
So it was last year, 2021. So actually,
first year.
Yeah, I can actually thank Mr. Schultz for this. And he was toying with me one day. You want to buy a 4-1? And I'm like, I always told him if I had an opportunity, I'd love to buy that thing, and the opportunity just wasn't right at the time. And I did list ours for sale and didn't get much on it. We didn't really even think about that we were going to be trying to sell it last year. And I was talking to Bryce Mosley through the winter a little bit here and there. And I never really knew Bryce at all. But super awesome guy. And we had conversation after conversation over Facebook Messenger and text message and stuff about his tractor and, what they were doing. And there was some shakeup with the rules, and, people wanted to go component, and then, come out to, I think it was the second pull for Badger State for Hot Farm, and it was the American Family Children's Hospital pull up in Baraboo that the Badger State Tractor Pullers put on. And we ended up winning the Hot Farm. We won that night with the Hot Farm, and the guy that owns it now come up to me and he's like, hey, is that thing really for sale? Because I had it online. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, tell you what, bring your checkbook, come down, pick it up. And sure shit, he came down and looked at it and put some money down on it, and things came together, and everything kind of fell into place. We got, we had to get rid of one to buy another. So, but we had help from other people in that intern too. So it's not like, we're not a super big team here. We're on a pretty small budget for what we're doing. So the help we get from our sponsors is greatly, greatly appreciated. Bob Catalino, he's a big part of he's a great guy that I met through a charity, good friends of ours now. And he's been a big help. So
anyone else you want to thank while we're on this?
Oh gosh, everybody. My stepmom, Jill, my parents, my stepmom and dad, they're big. They're big into of what we do. They're going all the time. And then my dad's friend Moose and Brenda, they've been, Moose was with us for garden tractor pulling days forever too. So I think at one time we had 6 garden tractors in the trailer. So 6 pro stock garden tractors in the trailer. So, gosh, let me be unprofessional and pull up my thing here for a minute.
Not a problem. This show
I do have a lot of people, and I don't want to miss them. My mom and stepdad, Pat Clerkin, Sue Clerkin, they've been a big help to us too. Actually, we got a new little shiny bling bling for the trailer this year. Compliments of him. Me looking at used rims and him deciding you're not going to buy new, or you're not going to buy used when I got these nice new ones here, and he got them for us, and they're a big help. PS Cattle Company, they raise some. My mom and stepdad raised some cattle, so it's really good stuff. They're always been a big supporter of everything I do. I'm trying to scroll here. Bob Catalino, Top Notch Auto, Top Notch Pre-Owned Cars. I'm just going to run through them quick. Diggers Hotline is a sponsor of ours that came on a couple years ago. I don't know if you guys obviously know, in the digging world, you call 811 when you're going to dig a hole, no matter if it's planting a bush or digging on your farm, or no matter what, it doesn't matter if it's your property or somebody else's, you got to call. State laws say you got to call Diggers Hotline. So they came on board with us a couple years ago. Badgerland Contractor Rental and Supply, local place right here in Madison that a lot of people deal with, a lot of contractors deal with. Eagers Enterprises, new guy that comes and helps us, Lane Eagers, good kid, top notch. That's Bob Catalino. PS Cattle Company, that's my mom and stepdad. United Grease, that's a new one this year. Derek Sokolowski, I believe is his name. You remember the Smoking Black Ram truck?
Mm-hmm.
And then his brother Ski bought it, Ryan Sokolowski, and they still own it. So if anybody wants to buy it, I think they're wanting to sell it. Yeah. But his it'd be him and his dad. They United Grease. They came on board this year with us, and Derek's excited to see that sticker flying and really pulling for us at the Pullers Championship. Parman Farm Supply, another local guy here, Wisconsin Clothing Company. They actually started doing my shirts and stuff. They're just a local clothing company right out of Keeler, Wisconsin. They got a bunch of good stuff for, the more local side of things. Let's see, Aschliman Repair Service, my cousin, he works on our toter, and just great. John Aschliman, great guy. So it's good to have a lot of these people, because I'm not a semi mechanic, right? So he comes down, adjusts the clutch, and it goes south, and we break a bunch of linkages, and he can patch it together and get us going to Missouri or wherever. So I mean, they're always a huge help. Slaney Snap-on Tools, our Snap-on tool guy, he gets plenty of our funds. So Bryce Mosley, he's a big help, obviously. Bryce is the one we bought it from, him and his dad Pat, and then Bryce is he's going to keep working on it. Bryce is a great guy. He's the one that made it run, and I'm not gonna, he knows that thing more than anybody. So why take it away from him? Right.
Yep.
And, Hills Outdoor Pulling Nation, Jonah Hill, he's a pretty avid pulling fan. And I've gotten to be kind of good friends with him here, and he's been doing videos for me. And, I tell you what, that kid puts on a lot of miles to go watch tractor pulling and post videos and stuff on his own dime. So if you guys know anybody that wants to back him, give him a shout out. Hart's Diesel, obviously that's a big part of our system there at Motorwise Fuel Air Motor, and with Bryce. Peterson Custom Fab, Ace Chassis, Mueller Graphics is our graphic guy, locally here, cousins of ours and friends. Acelio Racewear, just got on with them this year. Good product. I got my new fire suit. I love it. He's doing some new crew shirts for us and stuff. And it was one of them. He's a racer, and he gets a good suit at a really good price. Everybody wants, a Simpson or something, but I mean, the $2,000 suit isn't going to win you any tractor pulls either. So, but we all like to look professional, and I think there is this sense of professionalism in tractor pulling that everybody needs. So, if anybody's looking for a good fire suit, they do a good job on a lower budget. So, Pro Puller Tires has been huge, a huge help to us last year. We had an issue with some tires, I'm sure everybody knows, throughout the whole freaking country. So we bought the tractor, and I never measured tires. I didn't even think about it. The guys, they were running in Missouri. Nobody said anything, and I guess I didn't give two shits because I was just happy to be where we're at. And that came crashing down real fast after Hillsboro. And so Pro Puller, actually, Aaron Doctor and the Doctor family reached out. We reached out to them, and they reached back out to us, and they helped us out tremendously with getting us a set of tires. Because, to be honest, that would have been, our tractor would have been parked last year after that debacle. So, because we didn't know. We just spent everything we had to buy the damn thing. And then the first pass, we stripped the timing gears off the crank, and there goes more funds that we didn't think of that it needed. So it's not like it was it wasn't a fun start. So, but we're looking forward to having a better 2022 here. So, Chad Mayhill, obviously he's the cutter. I've known Chad for a long time from Garden Tractor Pulling. Awesome guy. Does a really, really good job. And then Banner State Tractor Pullers, obviously, for what they've done for us. And my dad's let's see. And if I'm getting too long-winded here, just let me know. My dad's a Hall of Famer there. Got put in the Hall of Fame, I think, our first year back in Ntpa in 2016. My dad was like one of 7 or 8 guys that actually was the original people that kind of started the club. And then obviously today where it's at with the Elsing family and Greg Elsing, where he's taken it. And you know, some would say most, and Schultz does say it too, and it's probably your premier organization in Wisconsin. So, and then Pro Pulling League and Lucas Oil and everything they do, they're not sponsors or nothing, but you know, neither is Better State. But some of these guys just help us out, and everybody has their nets to it. And obviously, with you guys being this panel that put this pull together, and giving us the opportunity to allow our fans, and that's another big part of it, is all our friends, family, fans, competitors, whoever voted for us. We appreciate it, because obviously that is the only way that 9 out of the 12 in the 4-1 class got there. So that was huge. I mean, we pushed it hard, and I had a lot of people, you know, my little brother was helping me tremendously, and all my family was helping me tremendously. My wife and her friends and everybody. So it was great.
That's good.
Hey, Chris,
I honestly don't know. I mean, there's more people.
Chris, I got a message from somebody. They're asking on the fire suits, what was the name of that company again? Who were you getting it through?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Accelo, Accelo Racewear. Cheyenne Reed is the guy's name. He's out from Pennsylvania. You know, they got just like anybody else, but they got a couple tiers of, you know, do you want a custom suit or do you want just a fitted suit? I don't know about you guys, but I can speak for myself that I'm not a normal extra large or double X or triple, or, you know, so you buy a suit off Jegs or Speedway or wherever you're buying it from and it don't fit right. Don't waste your money on that stuff and get something that's custom tailored to you. It sure is nice.
Yep. Bruce, ask your question.
I can't remember if I've actually asked Chris this question or not before, but
well,
Chris,
if you did, I didn't hear the answer. So
no, if so, it was probably standing trackside, just BSing in between classes. Chris, if you could steal the keys, go pulling in anything, past or present, what would you take, and where would you pull it, and why?
Oh man, that is a tough question, to be honest. There is a lot of good pulling vehicles out there. Especially when you bring past into it. I mean, honestly, can I have a top 5?
Sure.
I mean, a top 5 would be I would say number 1, the kid I looked up, or the person, one of many that was, you know, looked up to back in the day was, you know, the King of Smoke, Esden Lane. You know, when we went to Toma as kids, he was stomping everybody's butt. There was nobody in his, you know, area code or zip code or whatever you want to say. He was way ahead of the game. So that would have to be the number 1. You know, you get back in them early 2000s, late 90s, and that was a tractor I'd love to wheel. But current, I tell you what, I'd like to take that El Nino for a ride. That thing is one mad machine right now. They did a phenomenal job on that. Shout out to Chaos and that whole group, and that family. Actually, one of the it was Parrish's way old pro stock. I mean, it ended up here at the guy we bought our first tractor from, Keswick, and they actually just sold part of that frame. No, not that frame. That was one before that. So, but it was pretty cool to see when they got that. That was actually Phillips' one of his old 86 series tractors. So that was pretty cool. But you got so many pros out there. Rob Russell, you know, the Hunts. I know you can buy it, but it's a little out of anybody's price range probably around here. So if it's still for sale, and is it sold yet? Anybody know?
It was technically not for sale. That was a joke.
Oh, okay. It was a joke. My bad. There's a few other, but I don't know. Anything of Blackburns, you know, you date that back from Slow Ride to what they're running now. they're mad machines. And of course, everybody'd like to jump on a mod once, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
absolutely.
the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is a real thing. So, all right. Well, Chris, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for your support of the Pullers Championship, helping us get the word out there. It always helps when pullers like yourself just start pushing it for us and get the fans involved. And we hope to give you and the fans a great pull, the first of many to come. And we will see you at the track at Holzhauer's in 2.5 short weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on. One last shout out to those Snapchat group of guys I got out east there. I just get to know them, Todd Curtis and the boys out there. They pull all them weird mod turbo things, but they're good people to be around or to Snapchat with and see some cool pulling stuff out there. So thanks a lot, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. See you soon, buddy.
Later.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
See you, bud.
All right. And I believe
next up on the Price is Right.
Another-
Come on down.
how about another Chris? We have not had enough of him tonight. So
Hey.
cool.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
All right. So we
You?
are going to be speaking with Chris Bates. So Chris Aschliman was in the 4-1 class. Chris Bates is going to be in the 85 Limited Pro class at the track at Holzhauer's. And Chris, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having
me. Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your puller and maybe how you got started in pulling.
Okay. I guess we started pulling in like this tractor in 2016, but previous to that, we had a out of field class. I had a 1066 through college. I fixed up just to do on the farm, and had a guy I worked with I work on equipment too, a Case IH dealer. But guy I first started out with, he kind of showed me how to turn it up and told me we could go have a lot of fun there. So there's a lot of.
All you need is a 7/16 wrench.
Yep. And a screwdriver. We just pulled it out of there. We didn't need that.
Yep, that too.
Yep. Yeah, we got going there. He said we could have a lot of fun. There was a few out of field class or farm stock, true farm stock supposed to be, but we got into that and got pulling that. Probably started in about 2012, 13. We didn't run too much in 14 or 15, and then we started building this. We got this in 15. Early 15, I guess it was, and we started building it, and we pulled with it since 2016. Pulled a lot of different associations with it, and had pretty good success with it. So
I know where that tractor or that picture was taken.
Me too.
Look at the pit fence back there. It's Can-Am
Can-Ams?
probably or Ski-Doo watercraft.
yep.
But so yeah, you've been campaigning this 85 Limited Pro and had a lot of good luck with it. What does your 2022 look like aside from the Pullers Championship? Any organizations you're going to try to follow?
Well, we've been following the Western Series since 2016 when we got started. So we're probably gonna try to hit everything we can there. We pull some ECI when we're local. It's a good group to pull with as well. We got a lot of pulls and a lot of good tractors. There's a lot of quality tractors there. I mean, in the Pullers Championship, I think we got 4 of them from there. So right there,
Yes.
that all pull an ECI. So it's definitely got some quality there too. We pull very little outlaw. Just try to do a few things that are close to home. Well, in 2020, when everything went up in smoke, it seemed like we pulled some Northwest. We pulled a little bit everywhere, but probably try to stay with Western Series. See what we can do there. So.
For guys who are not necessarily from your particular region, this is a pretty popular class. 8500 Limited Pro is in places like Iowa, Missouri, Illinois. But elsewhere in the country, what's the rundown? What does that class look like for someone who's not seen it?
It's, I guess I consider it kind of a starter class is what it seems to be. It's a 466. Depends on what association. About all of them are coming into our 13 millimeter pump. For us, everything around here is a 3x4 smooth bore charger. Have to be an ag chassis, different, that stuff. That's the main stuff. No intercooler, water injection. You can do that. So that's pretty, I guess, kind of a basic end of it. So
good deal. It is competitive. I mean, the few times a year I get to see you guys, I mean, it's a dogfight.
Yeah, it's very competitive. Yeah. I mean, this year, I think on the Western Series this year was probably the most winners, or it got passed around the most out of all of them I've seen. I think there's a lot of tough guys there.
Yeah, it's that class is it. It seems like all the the top of that class it's down to setups. I mean, everybody is pretty evenly matched, and on any given night, anybody can win that class.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chris was saying earlier, reading the track or seeing what somebody else does. I mean, it's definitely very competitive. Everybody's watching each other very hard. I mean, and yes, like said, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it helps you, and it doesn't. So
I have seen that happen many times.
Yep.
So I saw you with when we were up at Ship. Of course, I was trying to help Dave Doherty find a charger that Bonnie broke.
Blame it on her. She'll take it.
Yeah. She'll let me hear about it real quick. But I mean, as far as winter pulling, do you do much winter pulling?
No, honestly, we don't. We pulled Shipshewana the last couple of years. We like it. I mean, the first year we had it, we started out in Lincoln in 2016. Had very good luck there. I mean, we were first pull on the tractor. We got second out of 27, so it was awesome. We went there up until they quit having it. We've been to Gordyville once, broke, so kind of gave us a bad idea about that. I mean, we made it 5 feet down the track. Tractor was cold. Some parts didn't warm up like they were supposed to, or like we thought they were going to. Stuff happens. Got it fixed. Just didn't go back until Shipshewana, and we didn't get a pull too much. So we decided, you know what? That's a new place, long track. Let's give it a try. So we went out there, liked the facility, liked about everything around there, and we had a good time. And then we went back there, but no, I haven't been to Kansas City or any of the rest of them, I guess. So that's about all we do. So we do that before we start calving with cows at home, so we can't get away too much. It works out. And then we always set up Lincoln is because we'd have the tractor. If we were doing anything over the winter, we had it all set up. If we could go pull Lincoln at the end of March there, made a pass, everything worked. We knew we were good to go. Then when we got in the field, we didn't have to worry about the tractor. When we got done planting, we would throw the tractor in the trailer and away we'd go.
Gotcha.
You mean you don't wait till the first outdoor hook to be ready to actually go pull?
No, yeah, you do it before the week before. Everybody knows that.
There's nothing to say right before the indoor pull. We aren't in the same boat, so.
Plus, on the outdoor side, your trailer mate usually has that handled, right?
We do that at the track. That's not before. That's at the track.
There you go. There you go.
We got to put a plug in for Justin there. So,
crew guy rides in the trailer on the way to the venue, tightening stuff up.
Oh no, we just back it out of the trailer and change the oil right there. We've done that a time. So, yeah.
Chris, what's your favorite track to pull out on the Western Series?
That's a tough one. Yeah, obviously the first win I ever got on the Western Series was Atlantic, but honestly, there's not a lot of bad ones anywhere. We have pretty good ones no matter what. There's some really tough ones, and there's some that have been really tough to us to read. So I really can't probably tell you my favorite track. So
that's a shot from Atlantic behind you, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's what I thought.
Yep, that was my first.
I remember that one.
Yep.
So I'm guessing with the red tractor and working at the Case IH dealership, your blood is definitely red, correct?
Yes. Yep. I got I actually got a Snapchat from Brent Shorefied there the other day, and he was giving me a hard time about it. And I told him there's no cross dressing here. If we pull red, we farm with red. We don't do that cross dressing like he does. So,
well, I was gonna say you could come back real easy to that, because watch his Snapchats and he's driving all green as he's going.
Yep,
through the field.
that's why I put that in there, just to see what he would say. So
he does have what is it, 1086? I think sometimes he'll pull something with, or mow or whatever. But yeah, most of the time he's definitely running green. But
yep.
We've got a question from one of our viewers here. What drew you towards 85 Limited Pro compared to other classes?
Well, when we started looking at building something, I mean, the farm stock was fun, but we wanted to go faster. We wanted to have more horsepower. Well, Calvin Van Ginderen's my brother-in-law, and then Bryce, his brother, has VGM Motorsports. We got talking to Bryce about what to build, what we were going to do. We knew the ECI class; it was local. We were gonna kind of shoot for like the hot farm class there, or maybe the too hot to farm, something like that. Well, honestly, when you sit down with the pencil and paper, if you want to be competitive in anything, it's going to cost you quite a bit. And by the time you were going into like the too hot to farm class, it wasn't going to cost us very much more. Throw a cage on it, put wide tires on it, and open the speed limit up, and open the RPMs up, and let us go. So yep. Bryce really pushed us towards that, just because he knew it was going to be more fun for us, and a lot of competition there. He's built engines for a lot of different guys, and that's a class he really liked. So we ended up going that way, and then I guess after that first pull, it didn't disappoint. So we've just been hooked ever since. So
yeah, that's
coming from a John Deere guy. I mean, they've pulled John Deeres all their lives. Bryce and Calvin have, so he antiques on up, and they got the pro stock. But so when we debuted that one, they had, everybody knew them as John Deere guys, and they pulled into Lincoln there they had their dearly John Deere tractor at that time as a 4.1, and they pulled in there, and they dropped the door, and there was a red tractor in the back and the green one in the front. Kind of caught some people off guard there. So
always good to keep them guessing.
Oh yes.
Anybody that's watching, if you've got any questions for Chris, let us know or type it in the comments here. So, Chris, with the Pullers Championship, the 85 Limited Pro class, it's just so tight. And you have seen most of these guys that you're running against, guys and girls, I should say. I mean, do you feel like you're ready for this, I guess you should say, or could say, as far as like just knowing the track, and then also from the tractor standpoint, are you ready to drop the hook?
Yeah, I guess we're as ready as we're going to be on that part. We like the track. I mean, first year we went out there, we never got a hook. We're 6 hours from Nashville, drove down there, and just as soon as they backed us in with a tractor that year, because we were trying to speed up the show. Just as soon as he dropped the front end, it just cut loose raining. We never even got to hook it. So we went home, and we've had some pretty good luck. Last year, Saturday night, we threw everything we could at it, and it worked out for us. So we're pretty confident. We know a lot of the guys. I mean, there's very stiff competition there, no matter what, guys and gals. We've got beat by any of them, and they've beat us. I've beat them all too. So it's competition where anybody could win it yet. So
correct, very, very true, very tight class. Chris, do you have any sponsors or anybody that helps you out that we need to get some shout outs to?
Well, there's not really sponsorship. I mean, Bryce helps me out tremendously with engine stuff. All his guys. I mean, this tractor doesn't have one set component from one place. I mean, we've got stuff from all different guys, builders out there, as far as the fuel and air and stuff like that. It comes from a little bit of everywhere. So it's been good there. Obviously, mom, dad, they help out tremendously. Ryan Smith, he's with us most of the time. Been with us the last few years here, quite a bit.
He says we need to follow you on TikTok too.
Oh yeah, I guess I got that. You get bored in a tractor with auto steer, you got to do something. So you gotta have something to watch. So yeah, no, it's those guys are the main ones. I mean, the guys we've done, like I said, we've done business with a little bit of everybody on different things: fuel, air, tires. We've been to Course, we've been to Mayhill, we've done a lot of those. I mean, we got Weimer components, Hart's components, Fair Valley. I mean, we got everything in there. It's nothing against any of them that we don't use all their stuff. It's just what we found works for us. So,
Yep.
And kind of like Chris was saying there earlier, everybody's budget's a little different. Everybody's got a budget. Ours is just a little bit smaller. I mean, we don't have any big sponsors to do anything, which is fine. We're happy with what we can do because, obviously sponsors would be great, but when we want to park the tractor, we're not letting anybody down by not running it that weekend. We can do whatever, that kind of stuff. So mainly those guys are the ones. I mean, obviously Justin Hopkins, we go different times. I mean, we help each other out when we can. This last year, we didn't seem to be able to pull the same places each other most of the time. I mean, we help. Just a lot of those people all help out. So,
yep.
In both your case and in Chris Aschliman earlier on this show, both of you guys have something that I pick up on from you, that there's a sense of appreciation that you're even here and able to do this that is, I find, lacking a lot, honestly. So it's refreshing to see that enthusiasm and just a thankfulness to be in the game, so to speak. So that's nice. I like that.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't imagine being able to do it. I mean, a lot of things had to happen to make it work. So it was huge there. And we're just, I mean, honestly, when you spend the money we do, probably shouldn't be. I mean, you could always be spending it on something else, but we spend it on this to go have fun. You just hope you can load it on a trailer, and very happy. And then the guys that work with you, I mean, we've had good luck with, I mean, we've really never had any component that somebody really just did not help us out with, as long as everything was going good. So, I mean, we've had good support from everybody. So.
Yeah.
Chris, how's Dad doing?
Good. We're keeping him moving. He had a knee there in November, so we gotta keep him going. So he's watching now, I'm sure too. So,
hey, Dad, how you doing? Has the costume been determined for your backup guy?
He's always been serious with me, so I don't know. He says we gotta keep our eyes out in our class. He can go have fun in the rest of them. So. He
all right, whatever.
For everybody else, but I guess if he shows up in something, that's up to him. So,
you talked a little bit earlier about farming. How's the farming looking like in your neck of the woods?
Terrible right now. We're right now we're getting, tonight's supposed to be 28 degrees. I mean, they're expecting a hard frost, and we've been wet. I mean, the last week here we've got 3 1/4 inches of rain, so we're out. I mean, right now we need a dry couple weeks here so we can get everything in to get down there. So we aren't sitting there hoping that we can get out of there soon to get planting. So
yeah, that's pretty much the way it is for everybody, I think, across the Midwest at this point.
Yes. Yep.
It's been pretty patchy, but it'll open up at some point.
Yep. When it does, it won't take long. Spring goes pretty quick. So
yeah, that is true.
Yep.
Well, Russ, you want to ask the question?
Well, we could do that, or we could maybe pick on Hopkins one more time and say, who's got the last win on Hopkins tractor?
Actually, I think I do.
There's a lot of people who don't realize this, but Chris has, as far as I know, he has the only perfect record in the 540 Light Pro class. He is undefeated.
I actually, after that poll, I went up to Rich Johnson in his trailer, and I told him I was retiring. I come and did one thing and beat him, and I wasn't coming back. He wasn't going to have an opportunity to go again. So
just go out on top, and you're good to go.
Be done.
That's right.
Good way to have it.
That was actually pretty good. That was a fairly stout class that night.
Yeah,
it was you, and it was Rich, and it was Colin and Greg Potter, and I forget who else was in it. But
Mitchell was there. Ryan Mitchell was there.
Yep.
I beat him too. That's always a fun one. I helped Bryce build some of his engine, or assemble some of his engines and stuff, and that's one I've helped Bryce with all along from starting to. he's done most of the chassis stuff, but wherever I could help him out and helped him with the engine, and then help those guys a little bit whenever I can. And that's one to, when you get ahead of him, it's a good one to rub it into him.
Attaboy. All right. Well, now I will ask a question, and I'm pretty sure I've never asked you, but if you could steal the keys, what would you take pulling for a weekend, and where would you pull it and why?
I keep telling Bryce, if I ever win the lottery, I'm building a diesel super. He keeps telling me he will not touch it. He's not going to help me at all. He won't do it. He says he's going to stay away. But so probably a diesel super, and then I know technology's come a long ways and everything else, but growing up, Dad always took me to polls, and I mean, our family went to different polls, but we always went to the state fair. Like Kelowna had the big tractor pull back in the day. I mean, there was a lot of different ones. Always looked up to good ones. Matt Dennis always loved those tractors. They were Magnums. That's what we farmed with. It was always awesome. But probably being close, I'd love to Travis's Slawboss tractor. That would be the one. The way that one goes, that would be the one.
Well, he is watching, and his advice, they are fun.
Yep, I would believe it. I mean, I would love to get on a pro stock too, but I just those extra turbos up there and that smoke, they would be sweet.
Bring on the boost pressure.
Yep. Yep.
Nice. Good deal. Well, Chris, we thank you for coming on. We thank you for your support of the Pullers Championship. We hope to see you there. Yep. And hopefully you can make it to the winner's circle on Saturday night, and we get lots of fans there. Somebody's going to walk away with a big check, and it might as well be you.
Oh, I would like that. I hope we're going to try our hardest for sure.
It's nice to stand in the winner's circle at Nashville, isn't it?
It is. It's fun. That was a good time. I mean, didn't believe it would happen after the Friday night, but it worked out. So,
well, good deal. We hope to see you there, and like I said, thank you for support, and thank you for getting it out there that you're coming. And fans definitely turned up, wanted to see you there, and thank you for just being a part of it. And we'll hope to see you there.
Yep, thanks you guys for picking us and giving us the opportunity to do it. So,
all right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in Nashville.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy.
See you, Chris. All right.
Hey, Paul.
Well, hey.
Did they since we're on the topic of diesel super stocks?
Well, yeah. There might be that was a perfect segue. Thank you, Chris Bates, for that. So as everyone knows, we have the diesel supers are going to be at Nashville. And this was one of the classes that we were not sure how this was going to go. Diesel supers are known. They're, with their boost monsters. They have just a lot of times you worry about being able to get tractors in a class like this. And the diesel super guys have come out and supported us so well. That besides the 85 Limited Pro, 95 Limited Pro, this was probably the easiest class that we've had to get guys to come out for. And we are super excited to announce that.
Can I show a picture? Can you do a countdown?
Okay, I was going to find one too.
You guys can just go off of my cue, because I've been waiting to say this for a while. But there's a tractor that is very well known that we were waiting to get an answer from, and last night we got the for sure answer. Out of Ackerley, Texas, we are going to have the Red Horse in Nashville, Illinois. Steve Blagrave called, another one of those phone calls that as soon as I saw that his number came up, I was actually with my son. He does a little archery thing, and I saw it, and I was supposed to be helping him, and I looked at my son. I said, "I'm sorry, I got to take this call." And they have had a hell of a time with rain down there. Of course, they're in West Texas, and they are cotton farmers. They have been trying to playing just like everybody else has, except they're on the other side of the spectrum, whereas everybody seems to be getting a lot of rain. They don't have much rain, but they've been talking, Steve and Stan, and Steve said that him and Stan had kind of come to an agreement that Stan was going to stay behind and make sure the farming got done, and Steve is going to bring the red horse. So we are going to have the Blagrave tractor in Nashville, Illinois in about 2.5 weeks. So super, super excited to see this one in person. I personally have never seen the diesel super class outdoors, and I feel like we're going to have one of the best classes of diesel supers in the country this summer. So huge thanks to all the diesel super guys, especially the guys. Some of these guys are traveling from a long distance. It's great to have the Pullers to come out and support us. We couldn't do this without some of these bigger names coming on. So yes, as Adam Wilson has mentioned, $15 per session. You're going to see 15. I mean, I've been handing out flyers to the local area here the last week or so, taking these in, and these people say, can you hang this poster up? And you say, well, yeah, they're looking at it. Yeah, whatever. Then you say, well, we've got tractors coming from California. We've got them coming from Texas. We've got them coming from all over the Midwest and out east and everywhere in between. And they're like, oh, really? And they say, well, how much is that? And they say $15, 10 and under are free. And they're like, are you serious? I've had so many people in the last couple of days say that's really, really good price. And I said, well, if you can't make it, you can watch the live stream. I'm like, well, how much is that? I said, $20. And they're like, that's an awesome deal too. So we're excited for sure. And when you get to announce that tractors like the Red Horse is coming, it's gonna be insane. And Travis has been great in helping us fill this class. Travis came on pretty early and said, hey, well, I'll get you contact information. I'll get you whatever you need. He's reached out to Pullers as well, and it's really gone a long way. We've had that in other classes as well. We've had competitors jump on, and it's just been absolutely it's just been great. So thank you to all the Pullers for supporting us. We're 2.5 weeks out, and we can't wait to bring this show to you guys.
And if you've never seen GN level diesel supers outdoors, you'll find out why I'm an unabashed super fan of the class. And more importantly, you're going to hear something. And the way I characterize it, I'm going to give you a thought bubble. You've never seen a machine try to suck the entire universe in through the grill like this class does. You'll wonder how the hood doesn't shrink wrap itself to the engine. It's just unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah, there's a whistle there, and like I said, I actually cut my teeth in a super class, but it was a light super, and it's a diesel one that's also going to be at the Pullers Championship. It made the fan vote, but there is just a sound that they make. They all smoke, but when those chargers spool up, you get that pitchy, whiny, just air sucking itself silly, just awesome sound. And I am so freaking stoked to watch. I'm going to be total fanboy. I'll be on the end of the track helping, but I'm going to be watching just as much as anyone in the stands. So super excited. Thank you to all the Pullers that have come out to support it, whether it be diesel supers, 2-wheel drive trucks, mods, whatever. It's going to be great. So that being said, are we going to do some drawing tonight there, Mr. Yarn?
Oh, sure are. Yeah, we're going to be doing the light superstock class tonight. So we're going to be drawing numbers for that.
Well, let's get to it.
And there is just another little update on the diesel superstock class. If you weren't tuned into our live stream last week on Thursday when we pulled numbers for 85s and 95 limited pros, we had announced that one of the diesel supers did have some issues and will not be making it. That's Brad Deckard. He's out of Arkansas. He's at the full board diesel super. So we will be replacing his spot, and we're already in contact with some other competitors. So we do have 2 spots yet to fill, but I don't believe that's going to be an issue. There's still plenty of diesel supers out there, and once we know more, you guys will know just as well. So, and we still have a couple other spots with the mods that we have to fill in semis, and that's hopefully here in the next week. We'll be putting out some more updates on those and getting those filled up. But a lot of guys just waiting on parts, and we're just giving them time, and they'll give us an answer here hopefully in the next week or so. So I guess with that, I'm going to share my screen, and we can do
what classes are we doing tonight?
Just the light super stock.
Light super. All right.
And then plan for Thursday that we're going to probably pull 2 more.
Mhm.
So I'm
We
thinking
got to change in the light super too. That we probably
we do. We'll get to that once we pull them.
All right.
So, but Thursday, I was planning to do 2-wheel drive trucks and the Pro Stock Diesel 4x4 trucks.
So yeah, if you guys didn't watch the other night, we drew the 85s and the 95s, and this is a little bit of a process for Mr. Yarn, Mr. Computer Dork. He had to get this special paper that he ordered like for the 7th time. It's fine. He calls me way worse. But yeah, he's got special paper that took forever to get, and it works. So we're actually going to draw the numbers. He's going to print the numbers off, and these will be the actual numbers that you guys will get Friday when you register. Or well, I say register, you're already registered. It will be when you check in. These will be the actual numbers that you get. And he's done a great job of all of this.
And I'm going to randomize this until it says 5 times here. And the first one we're pulling is going to be Bryce Terry.
And these numbers are random generated 1 to 1,000. You don't have to worry about number 1 going on the board because Richard Dove already got it Thursday night in 85.
Friday night.
Or Friday night, yeah. Well, yeah. Thursday when we broadcast it for the Friday night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So how it works is it's 1 to 1,000. You can only pull the number once per session. So we're going to start off here.
535. That's a pretty good number.
Do you guys know anybody in the light super class? Tell them we're doing this right now. Tag them, get them on the stream to find out what they're going to hook and when they're going to hook in the order Friday and Saturday right now.
And I'll show you each one. So 535 there. So we're going to pull all Friday first, and then we'll pull Saturday afterwards. And I'm going to put this here. So next up, we're going to have Brandon Phillips. Brandon 616.
Brandon will not be the first puller out.
And there's 616. And next will be Larry Phillips. Larry's going to be 773.
Paul, you got your NFL sound effect?
I don't, but I can get it.
There's 773.
Dude, we're gonna have to throw some. I can't do it because I'm gonna be traveling Thursday night. We're gonna throw some production value behind that for Thursday night because we'll be up against the actual draft.
Oh, that's right.
Next is going to be Brian Bowles, 869.
A little slow.
There's 869. And I think there's one thing I forgot to do on this phone is actually update that puller. Oops.
No, you did. I saw it in the randomizer.
Oh,
Yeah, it's already updated.
Oh, okay. So I already did do it. All right. Next is going to be Adam Spiegelberg, Detonator Black, 307.
There's an early one.
All right. My timing's off tonight. Another day.
And there's 307. Next up, we have Bernie Platts.
The only diesel in the class.
221.
Oh, that's not the number we want to see. Not the number we want to see.
You're wanting a lot lower number to come up now.
Yes, sir.
There's 221.
Oh my God! I hope he's not watching.
All right. Next we have Justin Hoffman. He is 419. And 419.
Running out of numbers to pull here. Little Bad Alice might be going up early.
All right, and here is the one that is kind of shaking up the class. I don't have him in there.
Okay, just put Braden. That's fine.
I can do this.
Look at this. This guy can just fix it on the fly.
Where's he from? Offhand? I don't know there's actual. Oh, Jefferson.
Jefferson, yeah.
And don't know the actual name, but we're gonna improvise.
MX 180, I believe it is right now.
Detonator Orange.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. And as right now is the number one hook on Friday night. I just want to make sure that added in there, and it did. All right.
What was his number?
So 103, as right now, number one hook. So we did confirm. So we, it's Williamsburg. Nice job. Jefferson, Williamsburg is close enough. But so I knew, so Jordan had told me that they sold the tractor. So I let Paul know because he knows the Tramiks, and it was actually working on their pro stocks at the pro stock tractor at the time. So he was in contact with them already. And I guess, Paul, you want to tell the story of how you approached them about it?
Well, I sent a message because when they were working on the pro stock, Brian and Braden and myself were in a group text. And so I said, all right, I'll find out. I said, we'll just verify this. So I sent the group text, and I said, so just in case anyone was wondering, that the invite goes with the tractor and not the driver, just in case maybe a tractor would change hands before the pull happened. And Braden commented, yeah, some people are a little crazy and might go do something like that. And the next one was a meme from Brian, and it was the Lego Batman. And he said, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. And that was all I needed to see. So, yes, the Tramiks are going light superstock pulling. So that's going to be super fun to watch. I know they're excited. So it's going to be an awesome show. Some new tractors and some new hands.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to move on now to Jacob Pukwee, and he's
Tennessee
pulling
Tractors.
908.
Ooh, big number.
There is 908. All right, next, the tractor I'm partial to.
You have to be impartial.
979.
Oh, yeah, recount.
Yeah.
Total recount.
Yeah, the guy saying you have to be impartial. Team Little Bad Alice right there.
Did you see where little Bad Alice is in the standings? There is no partiality there from this guy.
979. And that was for the Pickler's Red Thunder. Next we have Taylor Craig. Fear Factor, 599. There is $5.99. And last but not least is going to be Roy Metz. $9.17. And there is $9.17. So that should complete our class. And that is going to be your lineup for Friday night.
Gonna be fun.
I'm going to change this because this is. In this class, I believe, I don't remember
I don't either.
which one. I think it's the announcer tower side.
Oh, as far as where it's in the program?
Yeah, nope, it's grandstand side.
Oh.
So that is the class for Friday night. We will now move on for Saturday. So I'm going to do this again where it says 5 times down there. And that's how we're going to pull them. So that's going to be the lineup for me drawing them. And we'll move on here. Save that. And we'll pull up Saturdays.
While we're waiting on Brett to get this done, Russell Dostal has a question as far as, do you have event T-shirts made in 4XL? Russell, we are having event T-shirts made in 4XL. I believe maybe even 5XL. But the event T-shirts, we got the artwork back, and they are working on those T-shirts now. So we will have event shirts. We will also have a limited number of hats available at the show as well. I believe we're going to do T-shirts and hoodies. So we will have shirts available at the show.
All right. First one up is Brandon Phillips.
And yes, this class, light super stock, will be on the grandstand side track Friday night as the second class. Whether or not the sides, the order is going to be the same both nights, but whether or not the sides change, really just going to depend on what we see out of the dirt when we get to that point on Saturday.
It's a low number for Brandon.
Oh. That's an early one.
All right. Next, we have Jacob Pukwee.
And for Saturday, the number 1 is still out there. It's on
236. And 236. And Taylor Craig. 706.
As far as merch being available, if you're not on site, I imagine we will have leftover inventory. We'll make those arrangements. I don't know. We've really given thought to it at this point, but
yeah, we just need to see what's available after.
Yeah,
afterwards.
Yep. We'll see what we got.
And next we have Bryce Pickler.
Mooch, give Allison some money and tell her you want a shirt.
And there's 137. And Larry Phillips is going to be the next one. He is 349. And 349. is Roy Metz. 158.
Some low numbers being drawn this
Sure are.
wonderful Saturday.
Hey, number one's still out there. 158. Did we want to show the art design?
I don't know why we couldn't, really.
Yeah, I don't see why we couldn't.
The art design that we have has apostrophe and pullers. That's the only thing we had them change. So, I mean, nothing else is different. Next, it's Bryce Terry. High strung is 986.
Ooh.
Big numbers. This gives me let's see, what was it? Wheatland? No, not Wheatland. Where was it that it rained?
986.
Roos, where was it that Tatum drove it at the end?
Mound City.
Mound City.
Yes.
Next is going to be Brian Tramik, which I'm going to have to create one for. $571. Not first hook that time. There is 571. All right. Prime Bowls. Alter Ego is 476. There is 476. All right. Bernie Plotz is up next.
Gonna draw like the number 4.
434.
Hey, put a 3 and a 4 behind it. We'll take it. Good call, Roos.
Come on. There we go. 434. Justin Hoffman. Is 364. There's 364. And the last one in the class to pull is going to be Adam Spiegelberg. And he is 975.
Good deal. Big number.
There is 975. So the order for that class is right there for Saturday night.
Good deal.
And I will get these uploaded to the website right now.
So while he's doing that, like I said, we've got the rest of the classes. We're going to do those as well. We are like 2.5 weeks out from this thing happening Friday night. 2 weeks from this Friday night, 6 o'clock, Nashville, Illinois, the Tractor Holes Hours. Preparations are still underway. We've got a lot of construction going on the grounds, and there is our T-shirts. That is the back of the T-shirt. The front of the T-shirt will feature just the TPC logo in the upper. I think in the upper chest or maybe it's center chest. I don't know. We haven't seen that portion of it yet. We should have that back tomorrow. But that is also, that's already done. But these are the tractors that made it, trucks and tractors that made it. So these were some of the first tractors and trucks that came on to support us, so we wanted to show them a little bit of love. But yeah, we are going to have some different colors of shirts. We also have, like I said, we will have hoodies and sweatshirts, and there will be a limited amount of hats available, event hats as well. So those will be on sale at the show. We're not doing any pre-sales or anything like that. So if we have some left over, I'm sure we will get it on there somewhere where we can get those sold as well. So if you can't make it and you know someone that is coming, if you want to try to get them the money and they can make sure you've got one, still haven't totally. I believe the number is about 800 as far as number of shirts and hoodies of stuff that's collective that we're gonna have. So gonna be a great show. Like I said, the preparations are still underway. We are going to be releasing some more information about it. We are going to have on Saturday. We're going to have a kids zone. We're going to have we'll have a kiddie tractor pull with age classes as well. We've got a Power Wheels demolition derby that your kids can do. As of right now, there's no plans to do an adult version, but you never know what's going to happen. We've got,
TPC after dark.
Yes, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what actually transpires there. But we've got, like I said, Vanguard sleds. We're going to we will be live streaming this. So if you can't make it, $20 is all the live stream is. $20 gets you probably one of the best seats in the house. We've got good coverage. Ryan Zolik going to be there. It's 1080, I believe it is.
Yep, full HD.
He's doing full HD. So if you can't make it logistically, if it doesn't make sense, $20 per session. I would venture to say it'd be hard pressed to find another live stream that would be that price, especially for this caliber. And if you want to see who's coming, go to the website, check that out. These guys, part of the deal was we wanted them to sign up early. We got the registration fees early so that they're coming. This is not we're putting on a tractor pull and hoping that these people show up. But these guys are actually coming. So check it out if you want to see who's coming. There's also plenty of information on the website as far as camping, if you're going to camp, what time you can come in for that. We also have information on there for sponsors. If you're still thinking about a sponsorship, we've got the information on there. We're using the sponsorships to cover just our fixed costs because, like we said before, 100% of the gate, 100% of the live stream is going back to the purse. We want to get these pullers as big of a check as we possibly can. And so you can go there and check that out. Vendors, if you want to come and set up, and if even if you're not necessarily pulling related, hey, say maybe you sell tools, whatever. We've got room for that, and there's going to be a lot of people walking through that area. Your pit or your admission price, $15, gets you grandstand side and pit side. So you can come and you can walk through the pits, walk through the vendor area, sit in the grandstands. We've got bleachers that are going to be lining both sides of the track. So we've got plenty of room for everyone. 10 and under. Like I said, Saturday afternoon, we're going to do the kids zone. Come out, spend a little time, walk through the pits, get to see some of these pullers. The guys that are on the shirt, walk around, bring a Sharpie, go hit all those guys and have them sign your shirt. They would be more than happy to do so. Just going to be a great event. Really looking forward to it.
So what's coming for anybody? We got events starting to fire up. You guys starting to do anything, or
everything's been rained out around here?
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I
was supposed to have my first dirt track race on April 1st, and there's been 2 every weekend I was supposed to go to, and I haven't been to one yet.
Lovely.
So maybe
we actually had Little Bad Alice in Halls, Tennessee last weekend, I believe it was. Last weekend? 2 weekends ago? I don't know. Anyway, if everything holds, there is a possibility that tractor is going to make another pass in Trenton, Tennessee, I guess it is, this weekend. They've got a pull down there. The USA Pullers do. So still trying to determine if we can get it down there, but we will try to see if we can get out again. It's kind of cool. It's very chilly. The first time they went out, of course, diesels and, diesel supers, cold air can be good, or it can be a real pain in the, what to get started. But luckily it didn't do too bad. Had a little fuel leak. So we're just wanting to put another pass on it and see if everything's where we need it to be, play around with the water a little bit.
So does that mean you're headed down to Trenton, Tennessee this weekend, or you're going to watch from afar?
To be determined. Yep, Shane was down there. Shane Hunt. It was cold. My brother and Bernie took the tractor down. I didn't go, but it was nice to see that somebody's getting some pulls in. Other than that, I don't know of any that are coming up. I'm sure there's some out there we just probably don't know about. So if you know of any of them, message us on the page or whatever. It was a little fuel leak, Clark. It was the main line coming into the pump, but it wasn't. The fire made it look worse than what it was. So we had a little flash fire, but all good. No major damage.
If you're bored and looking for something to do this weekend, you happen to be in southern Indiana, and drag racing's your thing, you can come down and hang out with me at Wagler Motorsports Park Friday night, weather permitting, of course, and the forecast doesn't look super great for the weekend. But Friday night, Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws will be hosting. We're going to do no prep, no time off the trailer drags. Anybody's welcome to get in on it. Bring your street car and have some fun going down the track. And then Saturday, it's race number 1 for the Outlaw Diesel Super Series season to start, and see who's going to show up with what. Guys are jumping classes. There's possibility of seeing some brand new cars in diesel drag racing, including a second Corvette Pro modified, maybe even a third one. So that'll be this weekend in Indiana.
And if you're going to try and bring something off the trailer to race, you better bring your A game. Those boys out around there, and girls, they ain't no slouches. I've watched a few of those kind of heads up run what you brung drag races at that track, and there's some people who can put it down.
Yeah.
Run what you brung is such a loaded statement.
Yep.
They're going to, just put it this way, when they say run what you brung, they're going to brung it. They're going to brung it, and they're going to brung it really good.
And they're going to bring enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring enough and more.
There'll be some plated street cars,
right,
in some of those classes that are
probably single seaters.
They probably single seater, probably mostly tube frame, but hey, it's got plate and lights, so it's road legal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a back half car.
Yeah.
I know of one that's not even the back half; it's no half.
That's for sure the ones that you don't run up to on the at the stoplight and be like, yeah, let's do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there'll be a diesel truck coming for some people's money on Friday night too.
Sweet.
And he did it in some no prep shit last year too.
Do I know who that is?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
So it's a purple one. It's a purple truck.
Okay. All right.
Falmouth, Kentucky Battle of the Bluegrass pull this weekend. Not sure what classes they've got there, but we can definitely, if you got an event flyer, get it posted to the Beer Money pulling team group. If you've got it,
Let's say there's a poll. I don't know, one of the Carolinas maybe this weekend too.
Oh yeah, we had when we started tonight, we had that up as the background. See if he's got it loaded in here as something I can actually show you.
Or was that Georgia?
Georgia.
That White Plains, Liberty.
That might be it.
Yep, that's
Killer
it.
sunsets out there, man. Tell you what.
Looks like they got a whole mess of stuff pulling 12.5 Hot Farm, 5500 big block 2-wheel drives.
Oh, crap.
65 street trucks, 85 Pro Farm Open RPM, 8,026 trucks, and on and on and on down there at the bottom.
Holy cow.
If you can't find something to pull in there, you got problems.
Yeah.
That's a lot of classes.
Yeah, there is a poll in South Carolina this week, in Taylor, South Carolina, April 30th. It's the Carolina Truck and Tractor Pullers.
Sweet. So it's nice that we're seeing some pulls happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
It is time. It is almost time. It is almost the time.
I know they're pulling in Texas already. Connor Medding picked up a win with their hot farm, I think, called the Bullfrog. I think it was Friday night, maybe Saturday.
Yeah,
but he picked up the win in that, so he's got his season off to a good start.
So it looks like the classes for the Battle of the Bluegrass is street diesel trucks, 10,000-pound hot farm tractors, light limited super stock tractors, pro street diesel trucks, and street semis.
Yep. And our friends in California, they had a tractor pull this weekend. I saw some footage from it.
In front of a castle?
Yes.
Yep. That was cool.
Yeah. They don't see that in the back.
They raised some pretty good money at that pull, too.
Yes. Yep. Valley Pulls for a Cause. I believe they wrote a check to the Children's Hospital for $75,000. So lots of donations. I know Jason, Doug, and Kinsey sent out a package from the Beer Money team, and just a awesome thing to see. Had a great turnout of vehicles out there. They had a great turnout of trucks. They pulled pretty much anything. If you brought it, you could hook it to the sled. They'd figure out where to put you. And they've got some great support from the community. Last year, I think they did 60,000, somewhere right around 60,000. And this year they topped it. And I'm knowing them, they're going to try to do it again next year.
Yep. A couple other polls that happened this weekend. I believe Dragon Motorsports Park kicked off their year out in Virginia. There was a poll out in Tuckahoe, Maryland. I saw that the Demented Light Pro had a fire at the end, but still won the class. And then the big Euro Cup poll in Germany, which was packed. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of that. Yeah. They suspected 20,000 spectators there.
Yeah.
Good for those actually, guys for getting in-person events again.
Yeah, if you guys actually go to the pull-off, Sasha said that they had some issues with their live stream, and he put one of the live streams up there.
Sunday is up for free.
Yeah, so check it out. I went through and I just kind of skimmed through it and stuff like that, but they do polling just way different than what we do. Yeah. It's awesome to see what they do out there. And that announcer has got to be the most energetic announcer in the world.
he does it up. The Lambada team posted the heavy mods for whatever day that ran full class with a really sweet onboard from Lambada. Check that out too. That's on YouTube.
Yeah, they've got some cool stuff over there.
Yeah, and their light mod class and heavy mod class, they are just so fun to watch. So
light mods are the jam over there.
And they're competitive. Those guys can make those things run with the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Is that class where you get all the variety? You get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, 5,500 pounds and do whatever the heck you can dream up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do it up. That's for sure.
Let's see. Shane put on here. Ntpa released. I think this is kind of their own version of the Shell Rotella Cup. It's the Ntpa Triple Crown Series. So each class has 3 events throughout the season it's like a points series within a point series for a little bit extra cash. So they're putting up $3,000 per class, and each class has 3 different locations that they'll be pulling for points, and just a little series like they used to do with Shell Rotella. So,
yep, should be good. Well, fellers, my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna check out. But we have plenty of cool stuff coming. I'm excited.
Yep, the season's really going to ramp up here real quick, and these 2.5 weeks are going to go real fast.
Very.
Yep.
Hey, before we all log off, Adam Drott sent me a text this afternoon. The final tally on the auctions for those signs that he made that benefit the Roswell Park Cancer Treatment Center, $7,600.
Awesome.
Damn.
So made good money. He did want me to pass along, or ask me to pass along. Tomorrow is double coupon day, so to speak. So if you want to go to the Roswell Park website and make a donation, they will match it up to $500. They apparently have some sponsors that will do that. So we can continue to help make a difference in cancer treatment programs and all that kind of good stuff.
That was awesome.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
Yep.
Sweet.
And literally very cool stuff. Some people got some really kick-ass signs.
Mm-hmm.
He does a hell of a job.
Apparently you were not one of them.
Nope. Misty Lustig.
Did our friends from Pennsylvania trump you there?
Actually, she didn't trump me. She trumped Jason Schultz. I had no part of that, but I did. Jason, I checked on it or something, but yes, Misty Lustig ended up with the Alice Chalmers sign. So kudos to them. I guess that means they should put something orange on the track. I don't know. Maybe
Just saying.
Pro stock. Simple Pro stock. No big deal. They have one charger.
7000 series sheet metal, maybe.
You know, I think someone needs to do a D21 Pro.
Is there one out there?
Currently,
no, but I think there should be.
Not currently.
Yeah, I think there should be. You have my vote. All right, fellers, I'm about to die, so I'm out of here.
Don't do
that.
Just put your phone on a charger. Quit being so dramatic.
My computer is going to crash for the evening. Put it that way. So, see you soon.
See ya.
All right. I'm out too. So,
all right. Thank you, guys. Tune in tomorrow night. Out Loud with Ron Stone. Another drawing classes Thursday night. What time?
8 p.m. Central.
All right.
Plan is for 2 classes, maybe 3. Depends how fast we get through them. So,
all right, gentlemen. Thank you for tonight.
See you
right.
later on.